Hey Aries, and welcome to your bi-weekly reading. This is from the full moon to new moon. So this is for Aries sun or rising signs, and this goes from July 3rd for the full moon in Capricorn to the new moon on July 17th in Cancer. So, and that is tropical astrology. So we're going to take a look at, we're doing another experiment. We're doing something different again this month. We are looking at, this bi-weekly reading from full to new moon because it's a waning new moon. That energy is decreasing. It is a good time for releasing and reviewing the things that are just like what's outdated, what's not serving, what needs to be let go of. So we're going to take a look at what area of your life could do with some pruning. Some pulling some weeds in the garden, some pruning of the bushes, like what do you need to be taking a look at, like what area of your life? And then what kind of, we could say spiritual guidance, divinatory assistance or guidance is coming through to help you work with that. I think we're going to pull another card with that as well. That's interesting. So I'm feeling this card right here. Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay, this is what's up, Aries. This is what's up. So we are going to start with taking a look at your, and remember, these are meant to be short and sweet readings. So if you want a more extensive reading, you can take a look at the monthly July reading, which those just went up on July 1st. So you can take a look at that. I'll have that at the end of this video on an end screen. So, all right. So what area of your life could do with a little attention and looking at what needs to be, what's like reviewing what area, sorry, tripped up with my words, which things in this area of your life are just not working right now and just could be done with, could be released, could be let go of. Perhaps there are conversations that you need to have with certain people in your life regarding maybe getting some kind of closure or having conversations that have just kind of like been in the background that have needed to be talked about for a period of time. They've just been like sitting there festering, getting some kind of resolution out of a situation. So certainly this can have to do with communication, obviously, because I'm talking about communication. It's the third house. It also can involve, though, your local environment, right? Your local neighborhood, local areas that you kind of frequent on a regular basis. So that could be like your, farmer's market, your neighborhood, your neighbors, if you're connected to those people, or siblings or sibling-like people in your life, maybe cousins even, that type of thing. So with these themes, in this area of your life, what can you take a look at here that could get a kind of spring cleaning in a way, even though we're not in spring? What needs to just like go and isn't really working? I think that it's interesting with the spiritual advice. We have two cards that are typically really challenging cards that are showing up. And the first card that we have is the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, it's just like, especially when it's coming through as spiritual advice, like divinatory guidance, this we could really say is just, the message coming through is, hey, it's not as worrisome. It's not as big of a deal. It's not something that should be occupying and stealing away and deleting your energy in this way. If there are things that have been kind of like keeping you up at night, maybe again, coming back to conversations or communications that need to be had, and not just with siblings or in your local environment, right? This could just have to do with communications that need to be had. So, it's just like, hey, it's not going to probably be as big of a deal. I think sometimes, definitely I see in our modern society that it's pretty rampant, this kind of avoidance of having conversations. People, it seems, for what I notice, tend to be really avoidant. That's why ghosting is just like so big these days, right? And I think often it comes from a place of having anxiety about like how that confrontational conversation is going to go, and having anxiety about, you know, having to deal with things that feel really uncomfortable and to voice those things and not knowing how the other person's going to receive them, especially given the climate in terms of like how avoidant people are with communication. So yeah, maybe that's it. And it's just like the message coming through is like, hey, it's not going to be as big of a deal as you think it is. It's probably built up bigger in your head than what it really is. Not to discount your feelings, but more so just to kind of like say, hey, you know, and I think that this will be relieving for the kind of anxiety or stress that it's been causing for those of you who are really resonating with this. Again, this is a collective reading for Aries sun or rising sign. So if you're watching this for your sun sign and you're like, I'm not vibing with that, I don't feel like it resonates really, it's not landing for me, check out your rising sign. And also just know that this is collective. So obviously it's not going to land every single time. If you really want to get specific, one-to-one readings are the best for that. I have openings for that. You can check that in the description. Along with that, we have the Five of Pentacles. So again, it's one of those cards that typically tends to kind of have not the best kind of meanings for people. However, again, this is in an assistive place. And once again, you're being told like, hey, you're not all out on your own in the cold here. You don't have to do it all by yourself. And to be in a space of like lack or feeling like you are really alone in this world, that's all on you, is kind of like a false belief. You're not all alone in this world. You don't have to do it by yourself. And also, like being in that kind of lack or victim type of mentality. Like, and I'm not trying to call people out, but I call it how I see it. And this is what we're seeing here is like, clearly there's something up in this realm that has been stressful, that has been anxiety inducing, or that has been causing some kind of stress and feeling like it's all on you or like you're alone in this. And I see that what from these cards showing up, you're being encouraged to actually step forth and do address that, right? Address the things that need to be addressed. Release the things, the people, the beliefs, the ideas that need to be released when it comes to this realm of your life, right? And I'm not saying you should just like go kick people out of your life unless it's gotten to that point. But again, like if we're using the analogy of a garden, this is like looking at what weeds need to be pulled, where do you need to prune some of the bushes, some of the plants in order to have them flourish, like clearing things out that just are weighing you down, that are creating confusion or chaos and that are just not serving. This is a time where we could really utilize that energy. And given that we're dealing with a Capricorn full moon, in the beginning of this 2-week period here, this could also have to do with like recognizing where certain kinds of boundaries could be created. Perhaps that happens through conversation. So I also just put out the astrological highlights from July 1st through the 4th. I had some unforeseen circumstances come up and needed to just get at least the first few days out. So the rest of the till the 15th will be coming out on the 5th by around the evening. So just know that. But if you want to know more about this full moon, which is today when this video is coming out, then, you know, the full moon into the following day on the 4th, then I would say go check that video out as well. All right, you guys. So I hope that this feels helpful. I hope that it encourages you to, you know, do the plucking and weeding and pruning and things that need to happen. You know, we're looking at this because it is a good time to focus some of our energy and attention this part of the month on that. And also, you know, just to say, when I look at these readings, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but I will make sure I mention them for the rest of the videos. This is so that we can see like what is something that would have a ripple effect that will affect all areas of your life if you were to put some energy and attention into like clearing out the space inside of this area, right? So just know that that's where this reading is coming from. So I hope this is assistive. I hope this feels helpful. If it does, it felt insightful, please consider giving the video a like. It does help with the algorithm and for helping me build this channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, why not subscribe? If you do, then you don't miss out on any of the videos that come out for bi-weekly readings that are according to moon phase, and also the monthly readings, and also the astrological highlights, and there's more on the horizon. So hit the notification bell too so you don't miss any videos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.